Aloha, I'm Debbie Guimol, or Archeia Heidi, is my true form. I thought today it would be important to kind of just start off talking about what is Ascension, because I'm getting lots of questions, and I know that it was, for me, when I first started my awakening, it was really my first sign. It just wouldn't leave my head. I heard it all the time. So I started researching like a mad person, trying to figure out why the heck I have Ascension in my head. It made no sense. So I thought that would be a really good place to start. However, I just channeled a message from the Arcturians for the first time. And I want to read that first, because I think it's pertinent. I have had communication with the Arcturians for the last couple of years, but it's been a little at a time, I guess I would say. I've never channeled a full message from them. I get bits and pieces of information and direction. I've done some training with them, a multidimensional leadership training course, preparing for first contact. But like I said, this is the first time I've channeled a full message from them. So I'm just going to read it because I had to write it down. So excuse me for not having eye contact for just a couple of minutes while I read this message, if I can read my own writing. We are the Arcturians, and we are pleased to be able to speak with you today. Much is shifting and changing upon your planet at this time. Isn't this what we have been speaking of? What we have been preparing you for? The time is now upon the time is now upon us. See, I can't even read my own writing. And it is the now, the pinnacle of what you have been preparing for. It is time, dear one. It is time to more fully step into your mission, into the very reason you chose an earth vessel at this time, in this great changeover you are just beginning to witness. It is the now to assist your fellow earth brothers and sisters to awaken from their deep slumber, to begin to remember why they are also here, to assist them in opening up to the physical changes that will rapidly be taking place both inside and outside of the physical earth vessel. We thank you for standing in your service to the light, and as always, we are here to assist you in every step of the way. We love you. We are the Arcturians. That was this morning after I meditated. And so I think it's time to talk about what is Ascension. I think that's it's important. So basically, we're going through a giant spiritual awakening on our planet, without each of us being like Buddha and sitting by the Bodhi tree and waiting for enlightenment to happen. We are each in our own way, with much assistance, going through a spiritual awakening to return to our multidimensional selves. So what does that mean? We are all multidimensional beings. We are returning to that natural state of who we are. There are many of us like me that are considered starseeds, meaning we are originally from other planets. The bottom line is most people on Earth are. So don't let me make it sound like, there's a couple of us. That is not reality. But there are some of us that are specifically, have had a number of incarnations here to prepare us for this ascension process so that we could be here to assist humanity. And we are going through our awakening and started that first so that we could anchor this energy here, go through this experience, understand what was happening so we could then share that with the rest of humanity. I am an Arcturian. However, I know that I've had many lifetimes in the Pleiades as well, but I am from Arcturus. There are starseeds here from Arcturus. There are lots of Pleiadians. There are Sirians. There are Andromedans. There are people from all different star systems that are here to, like I said, that began their awakening returning to their multidimensional selves, to ground that higher frequency energy into this earth plane, to wake up the rest of humanity. It's very simply said, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. We are remembering who we truly are on the other side. So if you've ever followed Sylvia Browne, for example, she talks about the other side a lot. It's home. It's just the other side of the veil. There's this thin veil. It's very, very, very thin, nearly non-existent now. But there's been a veil across our planet that as we are born into a new baby body, we have this veil in front of us and we don't remember anything about our history. We don't remember who we are as these incredible, multidimensional, unlimited spiritual beings that we are. We don't remember a damn thing. We think that we're these simple, broken, filled with pain, earthly human beings. No, we are not. That is not who we are. And we are here to heal that and to move on. So we're remembering slowly over time exactly who we are as our multidimensional selves on the other side of the veil. So what's happening during this ascension process, and I said this in, I think, my last video, and I'll repeat it again, is my higher self had shown me that from the great galactic sun, we're getting all of this amazing photonic light coming through the great galactic sun down into our sun that we circulate around, our sun in our solar system that we see every day in our sky. That's a portal. And it comes down through our sun portal and into our bodies. And what it's doing is it's like a flashlight. It's shining light in the dense areas of our body where we're carrying pain and dramas and lower vibrational frequencies. And the lower frequencies are the things that don't feel good, like pain and fear and anger and frustration and depression and hopelessness and all of those frequencies that we hold in our body. And we hold them from this lifetime and all past lifetimes that we've ever had on this earth plane. So it's shining a flashlight in all of our dark areas, and one at a time, or maybe a couple at a time. Woo, that's so much when that happens. But one at a time, each of these frequencies comes up, surfaces, so that we can feel it, deal with it, transmute it, let it go. Transmute it, send it away. Goodbye, don't need you anymore. You served your purpose. Love you. And as we do that, it opens up, we say in Hawaii, a puka, a hole, but it opens up a space. Like let's say you just, right here, as an example, you have this really dense, dark energy that you've released and transmuted. You've got this big open space here. I'm using this as a really simple example for the light to come in and fill. And light is information. So you have light that fills this space or wherever the spaces are in your body to decode your DNA because light is information. So this light, this information comes in. We make space in our body by getting rid of old stuff we don't need anymore. We bring in this light, this information, and it's decoding the other strands of DNA that were labeled junk. They're not junk. It's decoding them so that we are physically moving back into our multidimensional selves. And there are many of us that have been on this path for years. It's, I think the best analogy that I've heard is we are remodeling our home that we reside in, this avatar. We are remodeling while we're living in it. So we're taking apart our frame. We're upgrading our plumbing. We're upgrading our electrical. Everything, every aspect of our body is being rewired and looked at. So we're having a lot of symptoms around that. There's a lot that comes up. And I'll make another video so I can keep these short to talk about that. And which, also really depends on where you are in the process. But basically, in a nutshell, that's what awakening is. That's what our ascension is. That's what's happening. The really beautiful thing as each of us wake up, and we are even just starting to wake up, and we have conversations with each other, we're decoding each other's DNA. So it's really important to start really finding your tribe and talking with people that are going through this process, because it's going to help you in your remembrance and your awakening and your journey. So I hope that this is helpful. Again, this was, very simple terms, but just wanted to share with you. Thank you so much. I hope that this was beneficial. Namaste. I wish you all love and light. Aloha.